Ayan, hello. Kamusta kayo dyan mga kameta? Ayan na, meron na tayong mga updates dito sa Pilipinas, especially dun sa ating economic competitiveness mga kameta. In light of the first year of Marco Jr. more or less behind us, no? So mahalaga yan mga kameta. We have to keep that in mind na medyo patapos na yung first year ni BBM. And it looks like, based on some international indicators, the Philippines is not necessarily in the best place. And I think may implikasyon ito mga kameta pagdating dun sa plano ng gobyerno to push for some of the more decisive policies or controversial policies like Maharlika Fund. So pag-usapan natin very shortly itong World Economic Report, Economic Competitiveness Report na na-release recently, which looks at the Philippines' potential to be one of the leading economies sa mundo. At tinitignan niya dito yung quality of governance, quality ng infrastructure, quality ng business sector, capital formation, labor market. So maraming mga bagay na tinitignan dito mga kameta pagdating sa ating ekonomiya. At doon, at yun ang nagiging basihan nila, no, to assess whether the Philippines has a potential to be among the most competitive economies, at least in our region, no? Now, base doon sa mga latest reports na lumabas, mga kameta, mukhang the Philippines is not doing very well. Pag-usapan natin ng mabuti yan. This is very important. Because obviously we want whoever is the president to succeed. And I think it's gonna be unfair naman kung i-blame naman si BBM for the slide dun sa rankings natin per se, because nag-inherit siya nung mga kakulangan or kapalpakan from the previous administration, no, which was not necessarily very effective dun sa management ng pandemic. Kung titignan mo yung performance ng Philippines, especially in 2020-2021, no, worst recession in the region, one of the worst outbreaks in the region. So in fairness naman si BBM, he didn't inherit the best portfolio, no? So the balance sheet was already problematic nung he came into power. But I think the sliding down of the Philippines ranking dun sa economic competitiveness, no, world rankings, should give us an idea about ano yung mga dapat i-focus ni Pangulong BBM, no, dun sa second year in office niya as we await his SONA, at for sure yung economics naman ang maging focus. Now, bago tayo mga pag-usapan ng mabuti itong mga issue na yan, medyo magbabardagulan tayo ng konti mga kameta. Medyo magbardagulan. Yan! Pag-usapan natin mga kameta, mukhang tuloy na itong dream fight. No? Or sabi ng iba, Battle of the Dorks. No? Pag-usapan natin yan. Mamaya natin pag-usapan yung sarili natin, mga magagaling dyan. Yan! So mukhang may agreement na mga kameta na cage fight mag-cage fight itong dalawang dorks na yan. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg in the house. So mukhang yung trash talk nila is getting out of control. Life must be good for people who make easily billions and who knows, trillions of dollars in the future. Ayan na, swerte talaga itong dalawa na yan. Easily everything is going smooth and fine for them. At sa sobrang bored nila, ayan na, nag-aasaran na sila ngayon at mukha na sila mga YouTubers. So ito nasa BBC News yan. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg agree to hold cage fight. Booyaka siya. Yan, that's it. This is it. So tinataunt ni Elon Musk nung isang year, si Putin rin tinataunt niya. Of course, Elon Musk is a pretty tall guy. I think he's like 6'3", whatever. And much bigger in terms of frame compared to Zuckerberg. But wag natin kalimutan si Zuckerberg ay nag-Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu MMA fighter. Tingnan natin ang mangyari dito. So two of the world's most high-profile tech billionaires, no, have agreed to fight each other in a cage match. Ayon dun sa BBC News, si Musk posted a message on his social media platform Twitter the other day na sabi niya he's up for a cage fight with Zuckerberg. Sabi naman ni Zuckerberg, Meta guy. Sabi niya naman send me the location. Booyaka siya, YouTuber style. And ayon naman sa Meta spokesperson, the story speaks for itself. Now, dun naman sa reply ni Musk kay Zuckerberg, Vegas Octagon daw, no? At itong yabang ni 52-year-old Mr. Musk Sabi niya, I have this great move that I call the walrus, where I just lie on top of my opponent and do nothing. Obviously, ito isang tao na walang training sa MMA at obviously, base dun sa mga kanyang dad bod, obvious na wala rin masyadong gym, wala masyadong exercise. Yan, medyo Donald Trump level ang kanyang baka medyo mahilig din sa McDonald's, sa fast food. Let's go! Let's go, yan. So, dad bod versus, dork, Ayan na, tingnan natin ang mangyari dyan. Now, obviously, as much as we want to laugh about this also tells you about how decadent and self-indulgent some of the tech billionaires are becoming as they become super influential, super powerful, and increasingly beyond censure. They can do whatever they want. And who knows, Elon Musk might run for vice president. I don't know if that's allowed kasi sa South Africa siya pinanganak, diba? I don't know. And Mark Zuckerberg was already considering a presidential run a few years ago, and then he just realized na forget about it. Nag-tour pa siya across the country. So I think this is a telltale, no? This reflects how low everything is sinking as far as the information ecosystem is concerned, as far as state of mind of the most influential and powerful and wealthy people is concerned, na hanggang ganina lang, YouTubers tayo na lang, nagta-trash talk na lang, gusto na mag-MMA. But if I were to bet, I would say ang strategy lang naman ni Zuckerberg is just to move around, medyo evade. Siguro mga wala pang 1 minute, 2 minute, yung isang mas malaking dork, siguro wala na yan, out of gas na yan. And then you go, choke him out. That's it. Booyaka siya. Boom. So yeah, if you're gonna go for it, I would say go for Mark Zuckerberg. As long as he just evades the big dork for a while at kaya yan. Now, of course, si Mark Zuckerberg, kaibigan niya yung mga sila Joe Rogan and all. Probably he'll be, taught a few moves here and there. But let's see where this is gonna go. Anyway, now let's go back to serious stuff, mga kameta. Tapos na yung mga bardagulan. By the way, speaking of serious stuff, kahapon, you had a sneak peek dun sa isang episode na ginawa namin with our good friend si Arjan Aguirre from Ateneo de Manila University, and of course si Gian Singson Iñez naman, na colleague natin before sa San Beda University. They joined us for this fantastic discussion along with Mark Gamboa dun sa ating Real Talk podcast in the house. Yan. So panoorin yan, i-release namin yung soon yung link. I'll also try to upload this on my own platform. Please try to watch it kasi in-effort namin yan. Hindi madali yan. Ang laki ng effort by our production team. We're very thankful to our Scott Media friends for really making effort. Thank you. Shout out dyan kay Patrick for really doing a great job of overseeing this process. And of course, we're independent, non-partisan, objective. We have our own mind. We say what we want. So tuloy-tuloy yung mga discussion na yan. Please also check yung mga ibang interviews namin doon sa Real Talk, mga kameta. Ito, yung pinag-usapan namin with Ronald Llamas, dating Political Affairs Secretary ng Aquino, about mga kakulangan ng oposisyon, kakulangan ng dating mga liberal administration at yung mga realignments and what are the things that we have to look forward to. So ito po yung interview namin kahapon. Panel talk style. Super thank you dun sa mga colleagues natin who make an effort. Sorry, wala naman kaming budget na pang pero thank you for coming in. Na at least may pangkape naman kami kahit paano, no? So thank you so much sa lahat ng mga nag-join sa atin. We're looking forward to have more people in our show, Real Talk, hopefully having, I don't know, maybe Senator Trillanes and some others there. Obviously, tuloy-tuloy din yung sarili natin podcast, Meta Podcast. We're also gonna do our own interviews. At of course, don't forget also to watch yung mga ginagawa natin interviews na medyo serious type naman. Dun sa The View from Manila for One News TV5 side naman natin dyan. Now, balik tayo. Pag-usapan natin itong sitwasyon ng ating ekonomiya, national economic competitiveness, dun sa latest report na lumalabas. So, tingnan natin yan mga kameta, no? Because this gives you some sort of idea about saan tayo nagkakulang, saan tayo pwede mag-improve, what are the things we have to focus on, and baka how the Maharlika Fund issue and all is not really gonna be helpful considering ano yung mga vulnerabilities at weaknesses ng situation natin sa Pilipinas. So just to put things into context, there's a fantastic infographics by Business World folks. Ito ipopost natin dito so that you can see the numbers yourself. So ito yung World Economic competitiveness ranking. So it's competitiveness ranking in general, but obviously we're primarily focused here on economics, no? Economics. All right. So, ayan na, mga kamaharlika. Golden era na daw. Ano, diba? Ayan. So, the Philippines has dropped 4 places, pababa, in this year's World Competitiveness Yearbook, ostensibly due to issues like global inflation, public health crisis, geopolitical concerns, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure about how the Square Philippines people were writing the initial part. It's not like the Philippines was the only country that was affected by this. Anyway, these are universal problems. So unless you prove to me that the Philippines was unfairly, structurally more vulnerable to this global phenomenon, I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, so from number 48 in 2022, ang ranking ng Pilipinas ay Pinoy Pride, Maharlika, the best. Down tayo sa 52nd out of 64 countries. Siyempre yung mga iba sabihin na, wow, 50 pa rin tayo, top 50 out of 200 countries. Well, except they only survey 64 countries. 52 out of 64, medyo bottom of the, bottom 20%, no? Medyo, 15th percentile, mga ganun ba yan? So, medyo problematic yan, mga kameta. That's not a very, very good ranking. Alright, that's not a very, very good ranking. So, ito yung published by Institute of Management and Development. Itong report usually annually lumalabas, mga kameta, since 1989, no? Since 1989 ito, mga kameta. So you can track this over the years, ano yung situation ng Philippines. Dito tinitignan yung ang daming mga criteria na tinitignan, no? 255 criteria spread across 4 competitiveness factors: economic performance, business efficiency, government efficiency, and infrastructure. At of course, related lahat na yan in one way or another, especially kung magaling or hindi magaling yung leaders mo, no? So of the indicators, 162 are based on sa hard data gathered from national sources, meaning data galing sa National Statistics Office, different ahensya ng gobyerno, while the remaining are perception-based indicators derived from an executive opinion survey. So meron EOS, may mga isi-survey nila mga eksperto, mga executives, CEOs, top economists, experts, journalists who understand the situation all across the world, and then they can make a comparison. Kasi dapat marunong ka mag-compare, otherwise how can you rank, diba? How can you give a score? You have to have a kind of a comparative perspective. So there's an executive opinion survey that they combine with objective data. They put this thing together. At dito, sa Asia-Pacific region, ang Pilipinas po is 13th out of 14. So ang natalo lang natin, mga kameta, is Mongolia, and the Philippines has maintained this ranking almost at the bottom of Asia-Pacific for 6 years straight. Wait, do you see a pattern here? Tatay Digong, 6 years straight, 13 out of 14. Mukhang yun ang situation natin, mga kameta. Ang galing talaga ni Tatay. The best talaga ni Tatay. Alright. All the sub-factors under government efficiency declined over the past year. Public finance from rank 55, 51st to rank 55th. Tax policy from 13 to 14. Institutional framework from 53rd to 56. Business legislation from 52nd to 57th. And societal framework from 50th to 53rd. So, pababa, spaghetti, right? Now, in fairness naman, may konting mga silver lining, consuelo. Dun sa economic performance factor, medyo may konting improvement from 53rd to 40th. In fairness naman, yan, ika-claim nila yan. Sub-factors underscattered that saw improvements include domestic economy, employment, and prices. That's interesting. So, apparently, the Philippines did better sa inflation, employment, and domestic economy last year, but bumaba tayo dun sa ibang mga measurements ng government natin. So kung ikaw ay pro BBM, yan ang titignan mo, yung mga good part. Kung ikaw hindi masyadong impressed, tingnan mo yung other side. Pero clearly, for 6 years straight, medyo ang baba ng ranking at medyo mahirap na i-defend si Tatay dyan, diba? Tatay style, the best president daw in the solar system. Yan, according to the report, challenges that the Philippines faces in 2023 include sustained economic recovery and growth momentum. At yun nga, by the way, the top 3 most competitive, Singapore, Taiwan, and Hong Kong, dito sa region natin, sa maliliit na bansa. But yun nga, yung isang concern talaga natin mga kameta dito is, kita natin dito, infrastructure, business efficiency, government efficiency factor. So, medyo kailangan natin mag next level dito mga kameta. So, dun sa public finance, yan, public finance, mahalaga yan. Yung issue ng public finance, kasi dito papasok yung Maharlika Fund mga kameta. So, I'm not sure how the Maharlika Fund situation will improve our scoring dun sa public finance considering we are already not doing very well there. No? At sa business legislation, yun yung sinasabi natin na dahil dun sa mga ginagawa nila Robin Hood, nanggugulo sila, hindi nakafocus yung Senado dun sa implementing rules and regulation dun sa mga bagong batas na pinasa natin ukol sa issue ng issue ng investment restrictions. No? There were 3 different legislations na pinag-usapan natin in a previous vlog na medyo nadidelay yung IRR para sa mga yan dahil nga ang gulo-gulo yung mga iba, pinipilit yung issue ng tatay style, federalismo, yung mga ganyan, Alright, so, in short, coming into his second year, this president, not the best in the solar system. I'm talking about golden era Maharlika president. He has to focus on areas where there's a weakness. But in fairness naman, after 6 years na medyo sobrang hina yung performance natin, almost bottom tayo ng Asia Pacific, just above Mongolia. At least sa employment, the most domestic economy, and in overall inflation management, the Philippines did better than a lot of its peers. So at least the scoring is good there. That's an interesting one. So those are the strengths that we have to build on, but there are a lot of weaknesses, government efficiency, public finance issue, those are big things. So that's why itong Maharlika Fund na yan, tignan natin how this is gonna influence the Philippines rankings, fiscal sustainability, etc. for the year to come. Thank you very much mga kameta. I'm gonna post yung link dito sa mga articles, links sa mga infographics so that you can check them on your own para ma-appreciate nyo yung context ng sinasabi natin. Until then, maraming salamat kay Parang Salvatore, shoutout naman dyan kay Vin Ben, salamat kay Ma'am Jocelyn Lumberio, birthday week girl, salamat kay Yvonne, Kuya B, Grace Kitayama, Moller, Lilibet, Rizani, doon sa mga Tobago na galit sa atin. Thank you very much sa engagement. I appreciate it. So please check it out. Read on your own para ma-appreciate nyo ng context ng sinasabi natin. Salamat rin kay Michelle Flores, Rosa Mia, Noemi Tablare, Marilyn Mercado, Ernie Carpio. Thank you very much. Annabel Gamoras, Riza Raya, Sari Aguila, Mia Fresnido, Danny Sarip. Yan. Check na yan Now, as I said, you really have to go to the sub-indicators at titignan yung areas of strength at areas of weaknesses natin. And then I think based on that, we can make a proper analysis about where the country should go, what are the things you have to focus on, what are the areas of vulnerabilities. But give credit where credit is due, at least in terms of management of the prices, economy, economic growth, and overall employment. The Philippines did better comparatively to previous years, but also compared to a lot of its peers. That's why actually jumping rankings doon. Para sa sobrang baba doon sa ibang areas, including government efficiency, public finances, overall bumaba ng 4 spots yung Philippine rankings. So I think this should serve as a reasonable basis for the president to assess anong perception in the Philippines and what are the structural vulnerabilities that we have to work on. On that note, thank you very much. Kamaharlika, mga ka-good governance dyan. Thank you very much. Yan, para sa bayan, pag-usapan natin ulit yan, and have a good day. And please, again, don't forget to subscribe and follow Real Talk namin. Guys, nag-effort kami. Hindi madali to put things together. Hindi madali pumunta dun sa studio, put people together, arrange people. Ako mismo, I have to call people, put them together, everything, ganun. And then the production team, sila Patrick, nag-effort. So please, support it. Right? All you need to do is just subscribe. Some comments, some support, some share. That's all we're asking from you guys. Alright? Salamat. Thank you very much. God bless.